What's up, world? Welcome back to Radical Investors, where we talk about stocks, crypto, NFTs, and all the ways how to make the money. I'm Wasu.
I'm Hamed.
And today we're breaking down Terra Luna 2.0, the new proposal from Do Kwon. Is it good? Is it bad? Can we make money? Let's talk about it.
Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome back to Radical Investors. If this is your first time here at Radical Investors, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're a returning person from our community, thank you for coming back. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Let's get into the video, guys.
Let's get right into it.
You know, Terra Luna has been an epic saga, super spicy. Right now, it's the biggest thing happening in crypto.
Absolutely.
Bigger than anything happening in the DeFi, anywhere else in DeFi or anything else in the NFT space. All the world is looking at Terra Luna, and we wanted to break down Terra Luna 2.0, the proposal from Do Kwon, and see if it's a good thing for you, us, if we can make some money.
Yeah, so let's check it out. To start off, Do Kwon is utilizing the hashtag Terra is more than UST, guys. Let's get that trending, okay? So, let's get right into what Terra Luna 2.0 entails. So the Terra chain as it currently exists should be forked into a new chain without algorithmic stablecoins called Terra, and the old chain be called Terra Classic. Both chains will coexist. New Luna will be airdropped to Luna stakers, holders, and residual UST holders, and essentially app developers as well. Also, TFL wallets will be removed from the airdrop, making Terra a fully community-owned chain. We believe this token distribution, in addition to best efforts of LFG to make UST holders whole, best solves for the varying interests and time preferences for each stakeholder group, and most importantly, creates the most viable path to revive the Terra ecosystem. Terra 2.0 is focused on developers. Developers will get an immediate emergency allocation of Luna tokens to fund runway, as well as a pool of tokens earmarked to align the interests of the base layer with its builders. Call to action. We encourage Terra developers to signal support and commit to build on the fork on public channels ASAP. TFL will be initiating a governance proposal for the network fork in the next few hours. If the proposal passes, then it will coordinate the fork with validators next Friday, May 27th. And finally, the Terra community is my family. I will always be here, no matter how hard it gets. Let's build it up again together.
All right, guys.
Hey, guys, there you have it from
Do Kwon, brother man himself.
Yeah.
Brother man himself. So, a couple things that we should talk about. Okay, so number one, a lot of people were expecting a burn.
Right. That was the play that people thought.
A lot of people wanted to hear that, hey, we're just going to burn a whole bunch of tokens, and it was going to pump everybody's bags, and everybody was going to be a millionaire overnight.
Yeah, this is true.
Including the head guy from Binance, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He was definitely opposed to creating a new chain. I think he wanted to see a burn as well.
Right.
So that's the first big takeaway. When I initially read it, I wanted to see a burn too. You know, I wasn't really a fan of the forking of the chain because we've all seen what the LFG Foundation put out. They don't have any money anymore. It seems like, right? Everything is gone. They sold most of their BTC. Because they were looking to save or to stabilize or repeg the UST to the dollar, and that kind of burned through all their cash reserves. So now you see how many times he said community, right in that statement, because now it's kind of one of those plays when we're just kind of like hoping that somebody builds like, you know, killer app on the blockchain and it becomes a thing. So I wasn't initially a fan of that, but as we think about it, and it kind of wears on me a little bit, I'm kind of coming over to the side of a new blockchain.
You know, I think it, you know, when these things normally happen in crypto, this is what happens, you know. And look, I do understand that was our initial thoughts, but I do see why it is actually essential to move on with a new chain, because the fundamentals here with Terra Luna, how it is already and how it is connected to UST, there's no way around it, right? It's almost like it cannot, Luna Classic cannot survive without the UST, right? That is a real component of value to that token. So it kind of sucks for our play, which we put in, right? And we thought we were going to become millionaires off of really quick. But, you know, it is good to see that, look, this type of thing has happened before, right? So this model of forking and creating, moving on to a new chain has happened several times in crypto's history. Different reasons why it happened, but ultimately it's because the initial chain was exposed via intentional, unintentional, it doesn't matter. This has happened. It's happened to Ethereum. It's happened to Bitcoin. It's happened to several coins. It hasn't happened to Cardano, right? They've taken their time. So shout out to the Cardano
family. Right? We get made fun of a lot, but hey,
they haven't been compromised
there, right?
at all, right? But yeah, so I think it is a good move. I think it's a very great move for them.
Yeah, and again, you know, once you break it down, like in the history of Bitcoin, in history of crypto, we've seen several large forks before with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, and they've went off to be very, very, very successful. So there's an opportunity here for Terra Luna to do the same thing. And one of the benefits of sticking with Terra Luna, the name is, guys, it's everywhere. Right?
Everywhere.
It is, you know, I was in the grocery store and people were talking about Terra Luna. It's 100%. New York Times, Bloomberg, Singapore Times, everywhere from Asian countries, American countries, African countries, Eastern European countries. Everyone is talking about Terra Luna. So I would say right now, it's probably, as far as name and brand recognition, probably the third.
It's up there, right? It is up there.
It's probably the third. Like you said, it's Bitcoin, ETH, and Terra Luna. At this point,
that is the top news right now for the last week or so. It's been all about, you know, those three coins, and really with Terra Luna really leading the pack. I mean, even with Bitcoin taking going under 30 for a little bit, that wasn't even the main news, right? Nobody was talking about that. So that has value, right? So I know in the crypto world, we can get very isolated from things and kind of see things as now a shit coin just because it's dropped down, and it has taken in a huge loss. But you know, as radical investors here, we have to factor in different points of view and really look at it from a radical perspective, right? From our own radical perspective, and be like, okay, yeah, that's what the crypto market thinks, and the majority of people think it's gonna go worthless, and that's what they think. But that doesn't stop the brand being known now, and whatever they decide on creating in the future going forward, that pumping up, right? Because that's what we think is probably, that's why we're still into it, right? That's the play.
Yeah, I think actually by spending some time within the community, and that's actually one of the strongest parts at this point of Terra Luna, is they have a very, very strong community. Similar to Cardano. I mean, similar 100%. To, not as large as Cardano, but there's a lot of people that are very entrenched in the community. And what's very interesting to watch, sentiment. So yes, you have a lot of people that are kind of fudding the project, and rightfully so, right? You just saw one of the biggest stablecoin projects kind of deep peg and go to zero. So, and a lot of people lost money on this, right? So a lot of people lost money. So the FUD is well deserved, right? So let's not forget those people who lost money.
Not at all.
But there's a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of degens that are coming into the space. So we're in a lot of communities like Shiba Inu, Sansu Inu, Kishu Inu, all these Inus and meme coins communities, which are something unto themselves. Are, if you spend time in their Discord, if you spend time on their Telegram groups, a lot of them are talking about Terra Luna.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of them are talking about Terra Luna. Yeah. So I think we're going to get a lot of crossover from different communities. We're already seeing that. We're already seeing a lot of pump there. Is the retail hand enough to pump the new Terra Luna coin to make it go somewhere crazy? Maybe, but what you have to also remember is in Terra Luna, the current, what's now going to be referred to as Terra Luna Classic, there's a lot of whales.
Yeah.
A lot of whales got liquidated. A lot of whales lost money in this situation as well. I'm thinking they want some get back as well. So they might be around to help pump that that new Terra or Luna coin.
Yeah, and get some kind of return back, right? Yeah. So, and this is the kind of story with crypto where people and projects constantly recreate themselves. And, Dequan, he's been taking a lot of flack, but you got to give him credit for not running, right? He hasn't run. He's still trying to stay here and figure out some way to keep his projects going in a new form. So
they're showing up to his house. He has police at his house and all the other stuff.
And he's still saying, I'm here. I'm here to stay. So that's a noble deed.
And juxtapose that with Andre Cronje.
Right.
We made a couple Andre Cronje from Solidly Swap, who got a little bit of criticism and ran off.
Right.
And just did all that stuff. So, and shut down protocols and all that other cowardly stuff. At least he's still out there. At least he's saying that, hey, we're building, we're here.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's a noble deed. And that's the beauty with crypto, where it's like he can still test out these projects, and that's what they're going to do. I mean, it's going to be up to a vote, and more than likely it's going to pass, right? The lunatics are out there supporting, and so it's more than likely going to pass.
Lunatics now?
I mean, look, I am always, I am supporters of people that are ride or die with their projects, right? And he got exposed, his project got exposed, but he's still fighting, and I can't root against a fighter, man. I can't root against a fighter. So I'm just curious, and that's why we've made several videos over the last few days on how, look, this is a play to take a chance and just to see what happens.
Take a play, guys.
Yeah, see what happens.
Please, I beg you, do not spend any money that you cannot lose. This is blackjack Vegas, putting on black. That's what this is. Fully expect for that money to go absolutely nowhere. But, if the 10, 5, whatever percent chance happens that this thing takes off,
that can be a big win.
This play can make your year if we get lucky enough.
Yeah.
But do not sit here. Do not overthink it. Do not say, "Oh my God, I'm going to pull out a new mortgage." None of that.
None of that. No.
None of that. Check in your wallet right now. Whatever you got, that's what you're gonna put. That's what you put on black.
This is not financial advice, and we say these things because look, in the world of crypto, there's been wilder things that has happened and wilder things that have pumped. So it would be almost unjust for us just to act and try to stand on some high ground like this thing can't work. He's just building it, right? It's just being figured out right now, so we don't know where it's gonna go, but we're willing to take a chance. This is no different for how early adopters of Dogecoin took a chance and it paid off well. This is no different from how early adopters of Bitcoin. It's all about risk reward, and we're gonna risk what we can afford to lose, and
That's
see where it goes.
Such an interesting concept too, because if Bitcoin was released in 2021 or 2022 and it went through the same trials and tribulations that it did, I mean, running up and dropping, right?
How would that?
Because it would be seen as a rug,
right?
That's it would be seen as a rug, just like some of these other projects, right? Because do not forget that all the blue chip blockchain coins, ETH, Ethereum, Cardano, even all the top 10, they all went through the trials and tribulations.
And look, and they may have a better fundamentals, and
of course,
all what's underneath the hood might be a lot better, but that doesn't stop what could happen. Like, you could have the best project that's under the rug and it might not be successful.
Right.
All right, that doesn't guarantee you anything in life, in business, in crypto. Like, that means nothing. You still need this essence of a community, right? You need a community to champion projects, and you need a bit of luck. And, you know, we're just saying, like, look, they've got a community, they've got a leader that is a fighter, and a whole lot of people know this project now that didn't know them before. So
and maybe we can get lucky, guys. Maybe we can get lucky.
There we go.
All right, guys. Happy hunting. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.